There are voices, and then there are voices that become part of a country's soundtrack. Today, we lost one of those voices. Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80, passing away peacefully in Nashville, Tennessee, the city she arrived in nearly 60 years ago with nothing but a suitcase and a song in her head. Before we say goodbye, let's remember how she got there. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born in 1946 in a one-room cabin in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee, one of 12 children. Her family was so poor that when she was born, her father paid the doctor who delivered her with a sack of cornmeal. Dolly never forgot it. Years later, she wrote a song about that very doctor, turning a moment of hardship into a piece of American music history. That was Dolly's gift from the start, taking the plainest things in life and turning them into gold. She sang in church at just 6 years old, and by her teens, she was already writing songs and performing on local radio. The day she graduated high school in 1964, she got on a bus to Nashville. As the story goes, she met a man named Carl Dean outside a laundromat on her very first day in the city, and she would stay married to him for nearly 60 years until his passing in 2025. In Nashville, Dolly joined Porter Wagoner's television show, becoming a rising star as his duet partner. But she wanted more than a supporting role. She wanted to build something of her own. When she left Wagoner's show to go solo, she wrote him a song to soften the goodbye. That song was "I Will Always Love You." Here's a fact most people don't know. Years later, Elvis Presley wanted to record it, but his manager demanded Dolly sign away half of the publishing rights, as was standard practice at the time. Dolly said no. It cost her a duet with the king of rock and roll. But that single decision, protecting her own songwriting, would eventually earn her millions of dollars when Whitney Houston's version became one of the best-selling singles of all time. And here's another astonishing detail. Dolly wrote both Jolene and "I Will Always Love You," two of the most iconic songs in American music, during the very same songwriting session. Two masterpieces, born back-to-back from a woman who never learned to read sheet music, yet went on to master 9 different instruments by ear. Through the 70s and 80s, Dolly crossed over from country radio into the wider world, starring in 9 to 5, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and Steel Magnolias. Fun fact, the iconic clacking rhythm that opens 9 to 5 wasn't a drum machine or a studio trick. It was the sound of Dolly's own acrylic fingernails tapped together backstage because she liked the beat it made. Offstage, she became one of the most quietly powerful businesswomen in entertainment. She built Dollywood in her home mountains, creating thousands of jobs in one of the poorest parts of Tennessee. She founded the Imagination Library, which has mailed nearly 850,000 free books a month to children across 5 countries, because she remembered what it was to grow up without books in the house. And during the pandemic, she quietly donated $1 million to Vanderbilt University's vaccine research, funding that helped develop the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, something she never liked to boast about. She was nominated for dozens of Grammys and even an Academy Award, and was offered the Presidential Medal of Freedom 3 separate times, turning it down each time, saying she hadn't earned it yet and hoped to keep working toward it. Dolly Parton often joked that her look was artificial, but her heart never was. "It's true I look totally artificial," she once said, "but I am totally real. My look came from a very sincere place." Underneath the wigs and the rhinestones was a woman who never stopped writing, never stopped giving, and never forgot the cornmeal poor childhood that shaped her. Today, the world says goodbye to that woman, but her songs, her library, her mountain, and her generosity remain. Dolly herself once told us exactly how she hoped to be remembered. "I want to be remembered as a good person, a person that tried to do a good job to make the most of every good thing I was given. All my talent. Rest easy, Dolly. You gave us more than we ever could have asked for."